16 Natural Wonders that show how unique planet Earth is. Many humans who love touring have a bucket listing with locations and things to do they'd like to go to at least as soon as in their life. If you're an avid traveler, you can probably relate to that. Unfortunately, we all go through from time obstacles when it comes to discovering some of the awesome locations out there, and due to the fact you have to determine which of these to visit, having a speedy overview would possibly come in handy. After all, traveling isn't simply about taking an aircraft and going somewhere, it's additionally about planning a future day trip and imagining how it would be to go to these individual places. With this in mind, Wonder Castle made a small compilation of magical locations round the globe, in particular for our readers who love visiting and can't get adequate of imagining and planning new trips. Look for your subsequent feasible vacation spot below. 1. Crooked Forest, Poland. This special forest, full of crooked trees, is positioned in Gryfino, Poland. The magic of the woodland is nonetheless a mystery. There are about 400 pines in the area, which had been planted around 1930, and no one has been in a position to give an explanation for why they grew this way. However, they have really turned out to be a very famous place, nearly a landmark of large tourism in Poland, fueled exactly through the thriller in the back of their peculiar shapes. Some humans name it the Crooked Forest for apparent reasons, though it is formally known as Krzywy Las in Polish. 2. Salar do Uyuni Salt Flat, Bolivia. This area is the biggest and absolute best non-stop salt lake in the world, turning into a wasteland throughout dry seasons, and it's positioned in the country of Potosi in Bolivia. It's believed to comprise up to 10 billion lots of salt. The Salar do Uyuni, which Spanish for Salt Flat, is one of Bolivia's visitor jewels, due to the fact when you stroll there it feels like you've reached a certainly abandoned factor on Earth, or possibly even on a specific planet. Due to their reflective properties, the salt crusts create the ideal mirror, giving the phantasm that you're taking walks on clouds. 3. Jellyfish Lake, Palau. This magical lake is full of marine animals and it's positioned in the Palau Islands. All the jellyfish that stay there are pretty small, so their stingers are no longer hazardous for people. Normal jellyfish can motive serious stings. Since jellyfish are lovely animals, the ride is unforgettable. You can swim with them and even contact them. The protocol to get in is strict though. You have to make certain you have no sand on you in any way, and you can't use sunscreen or any different substance that should pose a hazard to the subtle stability of their ecosystem. All these protection measures are to be accompanied via all and sundry in order to maintain the habitat of these jellyfish and forestall them from disappearing from the lake. In 2007 the lake was once mentioned to host up to 5 million jellyfish. However, through 2018 that range had considerably lowered to simply 630,000 golden jellyfish residing in this UNESCO-blanketed site. Next. 4. Antelope Canyon, Arizona. Located in the southwestern phase of the United States, this stunning canyon is one of the most visited locations in the world. The canyon can solely be visited collectively with a reputable guide, due to the fact train can reason surprising floods in a count of minutes. The rocky partitions of this geological formation, which can attain 120 foot in peak in some places, are now not solely awe-inspiring, however additionally permit traffic to get entry to a privileged view over the canyon. It's genuinely one of the fantastic locations to journey to if you love photography, nature, and magical places. 5. Banff National Park, Canada. This park is one of the oldest parks of the United States of America and one of the most visited landmarks in the Americas. Banff National Park is full of wonderful rock formations, mountains with glaciers, ice fields, and mysteriously quiet coniferous forests. It's no longer uncommon to trek round the vicinity and discover a hidden lake with clean water. The splendor of the fauna and plant life right here offers vacationers a risk to take stunning pictures, on pinnacle of the things to do that the park provides, like skiing, trekking, horseback riding, and rock climbing, to identify a few. 6. Cappadocia, Turkey. Cappadocia is one of Turkey's historical areas and it's characterized via its ordinary geological formations that are special to this region. Landscapes in this vicinity show up to come straight out of a fairy tale. It's full of mysterious valleys and extraordinary rock buildings that have been created tens of millions of years in the past, when the place was once nonetheless prone to big volcanic eruptions. One of the satisfactory approaches to revel in a day trip to Cappadocia is to take a warm air balloon trip, which will supply you an extraordinary view from above. 6. Cappadocia, Turkey. Cappadocia is one of Turkey's historic areas, and it's characterized by using its ordinary geological formations that are special to this region. Landscapes in this location show up to come straight out of a fairy tale. It's full of mysterious valleys and unusual rock constructions that have been created thousands and thousands of years in the past, when the location used to be nonetheless problem to large volcanic eruptions. One of the excellent approaches to revel in an outing to Cappadocia is to take a warm air balloon trip, which will supply you an astonishing view from above. 7. Gulamuchu, Indonesia. Gulamuchu is an unusual volcano, because 3 secret lakes lie inside its crater and they exchange color. For the identical reason, it's one of the most well-known volcanoes in Indonesia. The purpose why these lakes exchange colorings is that they comprise minerals that create this herbal phenomenon, relying on the time of the 12 months and the temperature. For example, in 2016 the shade of the lakes modified 6 instances from January to November. Nevertheless, predicting precisely when and how the coloration of the lakes will alternate is now not an inconvenient thing. Gulamuchu is greater than 1,600 meters above sea stage and is placed in the Flores Islands. 8. Fernando de Noronha, Brazil. Fans of lengthy walks and trekking will simply experience going to Fernando de Noronha, acknowledged for its stunning landscapes, the high quality of its waters, the place wild fauna nonetheless roams freely, and its white sand beaches. This volcanic archipelago is made up of about 21 islands, and solely Fernando de Noronha is virtually inhabited. In order to guard nature from the consequences of mass tourism, the variety of site visitors yearly is limited. It is recognized as an extremely good scuba diving vacation spot due to the fact the water is very clear and no longer very cold, permitting site visitors to experience stunning underwater views. It is additionally famous amongst surfers searching for paradisiacal sunsets. Other things to do consist of dolphin observing and long walks alongside its peaceable shores. 9. Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, Madagascar. Welcome to Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, a labyrinth of limitless rocks that appear like a deserted city. This park, that is placed in Africa, grew to become well known due to the fact of a geological accident that led to the formation of these impressive rocks that you can see in the image above. It is domestic to a fantastic range of fauna and flowers which, in part, justifies the truth that this set of rocky crags used to be declared a World Heritage Site by means of UNESCO in 1990. It's an exquisite vacation spot for adventurers and vacationers who are involved in nature. 10. Great Blue Hole, Belize. As its identifier suggests, the Great Blue Hole is a marine sinkhole placed close to the coast of Belize. It's 318 meters throughout and 124 meters deep. It's regarded all over the globe as the last scuba diving destination, however that's now not all. Thanks to its microclimate, scientists and marine creature professionals have discovered an exquisite deal about what occurs in the deepest waters of our planet. A guided tour of it can ultimate for up to a whole day. Its identifier comes from the stunning tonalities of blue created by way of the surprising alternate of depth in the water. 11. Vinicunca, Peru. In this magical location you will witness a psychedelic explosion of herbal colors that extends as some distance as the eye can see. Also recognized as the Rainbow Mountain or Montaña de Siete Colores, 7-color mountain, Vinicunca is amongst the most reputed herbal wonders in Peru and the world. You can get there by way of foot or by way of motorcycle, even though there are some roads that you can take with auto to shorten your journey time. At 5,200 meters, it's an extraordinarily excessive place even for Peruvians who are used to cities being constructed in excessive valleys. The pleasant length of the year to go to Rainbow Mountain is in August, due to the fact of the dry climate. 12. Yellowstone, United States. This park, positioned in the United States, used to be created in 1872 and is one of the oldest and most popular herbal parks in the world. It is about 9,000 square kilometers full of crystal smooth lakes, canyons, grass fields, and waterfalls. The park grew to be extensively regarded thanks to its geysers, springs that can all at once eject water and steam with a lot of force. These are pretty rare, however now not in Yellowstone. Some of the things to do reachable to the public are guided excursions to research about the native flowers and fauna, rafting, tending and one-of-a-kind components of the park, and different adventure travel associated activities. 13. Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Located in the nation of Baja California Sur, this town gives a mixture of stunning seashores and wasteland landscapes. Because Cabo San Lucas has a numerous marine ecosystem, regulated fishing things to do are celebrated there. This Mexican vicinity is regular for its gastronomy, which specializes in seafood. One of the most famous landmarks is a rock formation referred to as El Arco, or in English the Arch, placed at the cease of the lengthy seaside, the place the Sea of Cortez joins the Pacific Ocean. 14. Trolltunga, Norway. Considered to be one of the most staggering rock formations in Norway, Trolltunga is placed at about 1,100 meters above sea degree and has ended up a jewel in the crown of tourism in the region, as properly as in the complete country. For vacationers to be capable to get to the pinnacle of Trolltunga, they first have to stroll for about 13.5 kilometers over steep, rocky terrain. But perseverance is rewarded with a lovely panoramic view of the Ringadalsvatnet, a lake full of turquoise water in the coronary heart of the northern glaciers. Then, at the top, a rocky cliff ledge recognized as Trolltunga proves hikers to take remarkable pics and seize their awe forever. 15. Grand Canyon, Arizona. Also recognized as the Gran Cañón del Colorado when it used to be determined with the aid of Spanish conquistadors, this extraordinary formation is about 446 kilometers long, 800 meters deep, and is full of herbal rocky structures. Its very attribute pink partitions are one of the most famous photographs circulating round the world. You can take guided tours, go rafting, go horseback riding, or even take a helicopter tour in the Grand Canyon. In the southern section of the park, you can additionally discover hidden waterfalls, the place you can spend a quiet second considering this marvelous place. 16. Reed Flute Cave, China. When it comes to fascinating and nearly surreal traveler attractions, the Reed Flute Cave is sincerely the front-runner, and possibly even wide variety one on the list. Inside you will discover an entire world of delusion full of stalactites, stalagmites, and different rock formations, all of which are illuminated through color-changing lights to intensify their magical character. The identity of the cave comes from the kind of reed that is grown in the area. People in China used this reed to make flutes in historical times. Entering the Reed Flute Cave is like going through the searching glass to enter an enigmatic world of fantasy. Where are you planning to go next? Which different region do you suppose we need to add to this list? Let us understand in the remarks, and don't forget to share photographs of the locations that you'd like to go to or that you have visited.